Welcome to Belle Stitches Pirates. I'm Naomi. This is my Flosstube channel about primarily cross stitch, although today's going to be a mixture. Just going to get it out of the way. Right now, I have a noisy corner, and while the vehicle traffic seems to have slowed down at the moment, people like to ignore the fact that there is a four-way stop sign outside my house. So hopefully I'll get through this quickly and you'll be able to not have your ears deafened by a motorcycle speeding through a stop sign without stopping. Since we last talked, I have participated in the Frogwarts Retreat. It was quite a bit of fun. I was trying to finish the year 3 pattern in the 2 weeks, and I sort of made it. I did not finish before the retreat ended. Retreat ended around 4 o'clock my time, and I think I finished around 8 o'clock, 8 or 9 o'clock. I was close. I could see the finish line, and it was like, I'm getting this done, I'm getting this done. So I did finish it. This has been basically the only thing that I have worked on in July. Double it up. I started the teacup on Saturday evening of the retreat. I had everything else done, and that darn teacup took me the entire day on Sunday. I'm very pleased with this piece, how it turned out. I did a reasonable amount of modifications. I kind of flip-flop back and forth between the white overdyed, the cream colored overdyed, and then the Light Effects 5200 for the same symbol. So like in the teacup, I did the little swirl there in the white overdyed, and then I did the whole cup, the outside of the cup, or the cup itself, and the cream colored, and then the outline of the Patronus I did in the sparkle thread white. So tried to keep the different areas with white. Kind of tweaked depending on if I wanted a little bit of sparkle or if it was close to another element that was really white. Just kind of played with it. So for one symbol, I had 3 different threads that I was using depending on what the element was. And the effort of trying to get this done in 2 weeks and focusing only on this, I pretty much burnt myself out. Along with, I managed to finger was it? I can't remember which pointer finger it was, right or left, but I was hitting the same spot so much with my needle. I started working the basics of a paper cut or a hole, punching a hole, and late Saturday, my finger was really hurting. Like I kept hitting the same spot and it would hurt. And I was like, if this keeps going, I'm not gonna be able to keep stitching. I'm like, well, maybe the light effects, you know, has for some bizarre reason made the end of the needle like super sharp, the eye end of the needle. So I went and got a new needle. And because I was using 36 count, I'm like, well, you know, let me try, this is a 26, let me try a 28. Maybe a smaller needle will also be easier. And keep in mind, by this point, all I have is the teacup to do. So I swapped out my needle, still had the same issue going on. Like, okay, so it wasn't the light effects affecting the eye of the needle and the end of the needle. It doesn't seem to be the size. And I'm looking at my finger and I can't figure out like why it hurts. Like I couldn't see the divot or slice or whatever we want to call it. So went to bed, got up Sunday, stitched not very long, and was like, this is just really bad. And I got it in such a way that it actually like felt a little bit of skin like fight with the needle to pull away from my finger. Like that time I felt like, oh, the needle's going under my skin. So I've somehow made a hole in my finger. So I went and got a Band-Aid, which came with its own issues because, you know, the sticky edges of the Band-Aid were catching threads, but it was much better. It wasn't painful. I just had some slight frustrations with that. And so now I've got to put either liquid Band-Aid or super glue in my master stitch kit, because if I'd had either one of those accessible, I wouldn't have had the issue I had when I had the Band-Aid on, and I could have protected my finger as well. So that was the big fun, but needless to say, between the finger injury and just how much stitching I did in like the last 4 days of the 2-week period, I was basically burnt out on stitching. I was like, yay, it's done. I don't want to stitch. So I turned to diamond painting, and I did a lot of work on my mystery diamond painting. I'm almost at the halfway point, I think, which is really cool because it's a piece that will eventually be for my mother, and I'm loving seeing how it's coming together. It's my first square, and I'm really enjoying the squares. So that was the second half of the month. This week, aside from diamond painting, what I have worked on is I have continued the project that I started a while back, which was to convert all of my bridal shower cards and wedding cards from our 2 weddings last year into a keepsake book, a memorial book. So I sat down and I got them all stitched together onto the canvas binder. And then this week, little by little, I have made the cover. So it's been cut a piece out, or cut a bit out and glue it. So I had to glue all the chipboard to the canvas liner, and then go through my papers and glue those. And of course, every time I did another gluing session, glued another layer on, I had to, put a weight on it. And so the last section, or the last thing to do, which I'll do this afternoon, is to take it and glue the cards into the book, into the cover, and let it dry. Which I'm really looking forward to, this project being finished. I still need to probably do some kind of lettering. May have my husband do up some lettering for the cover, or for the spine. But for the first time doing any kind of a binding project like this, I'm really pleased with how it turned out. It took me forever, a little fits and starts. Once I actually sat down and just stitched the cards together, that probably took me less than an hour to stitch all the cards together. So I'm really excited about how this has turned out, and I'm going to enjoy seeing it with our photo album and everything else that we have going on. So that was my other project this week. Aside from that, I've got a little bit of haul and my August update. So one of the things I got was, I got 2 of my monthly silks floss. So this is May Silks for You, and it's shades of the yellow family. And I think this is the first time that 2 months have come at the same time. So this one's in blue, and it's June, and it is shades of aqua. And these are they're gorgeous, and I'm excited to try to incorporate them into various projects. It should be really cool to utilize. So that's my haul for that. And then yesterday I got, I think this is the July. So early in July, I got the Hogwarts Retreat Box, or Frogwarts Retreat Box. I think this is the Christmas in July box. I don't remember. I know that the Frogwarts box was delayed. They were waiting on something to arrive for that box, and so it was delayed. I'm gonna do a quick update, life update, and then if you don't want to watch spoilers on the box, you'll be able to go. So the quick update is I'm going to be basically MIA for most of August. I get to juggle a show with the day job, and I'm pretty much going to just be sleeping at my house and then turning around and going to work and going from one job to the next. I have 3 weeks. It's not for really clear, but you know, this is the show schedule. And then, you know, figuring out how does that affect my day job, and I'm adjusting my hours. So the day, like Mondays, I don't work at the show. So I'm putting in, instead of 5 hours at my day job, I'm putting in 8. So I'm doing a full day on Monday. And then Tuesday is a maintenance call and a show. So I'm going in for a couple hours on my way to the show to go through mail and check in with everybody. And then I'm going down to the show and doing a maintenance call. I'm doing Lion King and I'm the beater. So, you know, go down and probably be doing a lot of beating on lioness costumes, to be honest. This will be the second time I've done Lion King, and the lionesses are gorgeous. They're gorgeous costumes, but the beating takes a beating, and oh, that's a tongue twister. The beating takes a beating, and so the maintenance required on them, it never fails. There's always 1 or 2 of those lioness corsets that are in the workroom to be repaired. And we only have 3 repair sessions a week. So, you know, it is what it is. The rest of this weekend is crazy busy. So the show starts on the 2nd of August is when we load in. And it's a massive, massive week next week. Then, okay. Mr. Noisy's past the intersection now. Just juggling the 2 jobs is going to be exhausting. I'm gonna try not to kill myself. In addition, my doctors have finally figured out that there's a legitimate reason why I get winded when I do a lot of stairs or even hills, which in the Bay Area we have hills. And that is that for whatever reason, my chest just, it doesn't expand like it should. And so my lung capacity is restricted. So this week they started me on maintenance inhaler to help ease, because one of the tests showed that with an inhaler I did actually have increased and improved lung function, which is great. So I don't technically have asthma, I don't have COPD, but I do have a challenge with expanding my lungs, which apparently is something that some people just have. So it's going to be interesting doing this show. There's some stairs, but not insane stairs. There is a lot of here, there, and everywhere, just going. This venue's typically, we get most of the busy they call them tracks, but the performers with lots of movement and changes and costumes that have to go in a lot of places. The stage level is big enough that usually we are able to have the crates with their big costume changes set up close by instead of having to go up to their dressing room, which is nice. I previously worked the show in a theater that does not have any deck space, and so all of those crazy changes were happening downstairs in the basement, or we had to run the costumes upstairs, do the change, and then take the costumes and run them downstairs and to put them away. And, did a lot of stairs for that show because everything was on a different floor, a different level. So it's going to be crazy 3 weeks. And then I'm probably gonna sleep. Knowing me, I'm gonna sleep a lot the 4th week. So I probably won't be back before Labor Day, before September, with an update. But hopefully the update will include good news that having the daily inhaler has made it so that I'm not feeling winded and dizzy while I'm working Lion King. That's my big goal. So I'm cautiously optimistic that it will work. I had my annual vision check and I parked on the 2nd floor and I took the stairs. And even though I was nervous about taking the stairs, I was able to walk up those stairs at a moderate clip. Not run up them, but I was able to walk them without feeling like I was dragging myself up the stairs. So in less than a week of treatment, I feel like I'm already seeing an improvement, which is good. I like being able to breathe and not get dizzy trying to exercise, because that was one of the things that they said. Your lung function may improve if you lose some weight. I can't breathe. How am I supposed to exercise and lose weight if I can't breathe? Doctors, sometimes their logic doesn't make sense. But that is my update. I will not be back until at least the end of August, and most likely not until September, with an update. And hopefully that update includes good news that the medication is working and I'm able to breathe. So if you do not want to see the Black Needle Society box, I will say goodbye and thank you for stopping by and watching this. If you want to drop a comment and let me know what your back to school plans are, or if you have a favorite show, every time I say Lion King, my husband does the first like 3 bars of the show, which cracks me up, and then he's like, there, you've seen the show. So thank you for stopping by, and for those of you who are sticking around for the Black Needle Society box, here it is. So our nice little box, and this one has, this looks like about a dozen sheets of Christmas themed paper. As always, a specialty thread box. Threadworks. So we've got a green, blue. It's really more blue and white. Candy cane. And then a silvery white metallic. So very Christmassy. It's it's overdyed Krynic number 4. That's cool. Then we have a pair of Christmas socks. These are quite soft. Mint lollipop. This is the Christmas in July box. Trim and little charms from Lady Dot Creates. There's a snowman in there. There's a snowflake. There's a tree. It looks like some ornament hooks and all kinds of, about 4 different kinds of trims in silver and gold. Caterpillar cross stitch needle minder. And some metal needle minder. Little gingerbread house. Forbidden fiber, 25 count Lugana, 1/8 of yard in Glacier. It's blues and a little bit of brown and grays, very much like a glacier would be. You know, a little bit of dirt mixed in with the snow and the ice. I like Forbidden Fiber. They're one of my companies that I occasionally get boxes from, and I've always enjoyed the fabric that came in their boxes. And their floss is really, really good. They're custom colors. And then we have a sheet of stickers for labeling gifts. And by RETM, a Quaker style snowflake. And it's just a single color, but it's Quaker style, so you could adjust some of the colors. Maybe do, instead of just all white, do a mix of white and silver and gold. Put some beads on there in strategic spots, and really, you know, you could really make it pop. So that's what was in the Christmas in July box from Black Needle Society. I'm going to have lots of fun with these items. I've got a use for all of it. I'm always getting grief by my husband because my method of labeling packages, because I can never find them when I'm wrapping things, is a Sharpie on the paper. Black Sharpie from to. The lollipop will be fun for the car rides. And I really enjoy Lugana. And I don't have that much 25 count, so this will be nice to have for those pieces that I want to stitch on 25 count over 1. And of course, you know, who doesn't need more trim for finishing, especially ornaments, and a Christmas needle minder is always cool. About the only thing I'm not sure what I would do with are the socks. But I do have a nephew who likes socks. It's not that I don't like socks. I'm just not crazy about socks in general that aren't my standard compression sock. So those may have to be repurposed. But overall, a very good box. One that I can use 95% of the items in the near future. So with that, I'm going to say goodbye and thank you for watching. I will see you in about a month. Bye.